friends, it is Saturday and I wanted to show you before I wrap it up. We're having our last celebration for Christmas and I wanted to show you the Campside shawl in the Malabrigo the second shawl that I knit. It's gorgeous. It's gigantic, but it is the softest, smushiest, most delicious thing. I mean, you can really, you could really wrap yourself up in this, and I'm really excited. So I knit this one during Christmas, and I also knit this one during Christmas as well. This one was knit with Knit City yarn. Upside down. Isn't it pretty? So I have two that I have knit. I highly recommend the pattern. It's a free pattern. It takes DK weight yarn and size 7 needles, and I would just pay attention, but it's great. I mean, it's a really, really fun knit, and there is also a pullover and a cardigan version of that as well. I also finished, I didn't weave in the ends of my Advent sock that I had started. I think I'm going to take it out. Oh. This is how much yarn I had left over. And the reason why I might start over is for two reasons. The first one is I used wooden needles that I had found in size 1. They were the only ones that I found. Don't worry, I ordered some. They're on their way. And the heel flap, although I haven't blocked these, the heel flap, it doesn't look as tight as I want it to look. So that's number one. It doesn't, I don't know. I don't mind the cuff. I don't mind it at all, but the heel flap, I'm kind of like, The other thing is that when I would wear these socks, I wear boots a lot, and the way the place where this hit me is a little bit, it's like right where the top of my boot goes, and I wanted it to be a higher sock. Now I'm glad that I did it this way because I was able to take measurements of my foot and try it on as I went, which is why I ended up stopping. My plan was to have the white for the toe, but I ended up stopping because I must have a really short foot. I have, short, wider foot, and I just didn't want to have what happened with the first pair where my toe was like so far away. So my plan might be to take this out. I haven't weaved in any of my ends yet, is to take out the Kitchener, undo it until I get to this green, right where the heel flap is, and to knit a couple more stripes before I start the heel flap. So probably start the heel flap where this magenta starts, or even the green. I'm going to measure my foot again, and then start the heel flap, and then knit the foot and knit the toe with the white yarn. Now these are all grand plans. I mean, in 2 weeks is Vogue Knitting Live. Let me know if I'm going to see you. And I'm just not sure. I love the Advent so much that I don't want to not wear the socks, and it just hits me in a weird spot on my leg. I kind of like my socks to be a little higher, and because I have this and I have this yarn, I might do that. That's the first thing. The second thing is the beautiful cardigan that I made. Whoopsie. This is the quilted pullover, and this is the quilted cardigan. I love this so much, but I don't wear cardigans. I prefer pullovers. You guys, I think that I'm going to take out the band, take out this row of squares and knit another row of squares and create kind of, because the cardigan has like that, I will mimic that and make this a cardigan, because I've worn it once for the beautiful pictures that I was really happy with. I've never worn it again. And that stinks, because I purposefully saved this Advent because I wanted to knit something that I was going to wear. And I just don't grab this to wear. And it's a shame, because I love the colors and I love everything about it. I love everything about the yarn. I would wear it constantly, but I wouldn't wear it like this. And so I think that's what I'm going to do after Vogue, after I get my Knitalong sweater, which hasn't started yet, because I'm finishing the cardigan, the quilted cardigan. I'm putting together the second sleeve now, and while we're doing our third Christmas celebration, how lucky are we, I'm going to be knitting everything on that. I still haven't figured out the color that I want to use. It is a definite toss-up between the cream color and the purple color that I have, so I might do I might dive into my stash and see if I have something else. The issue is it has to be a solid, I want it to be a solid color. I don't have that much in solid colors in fingering weight. So we'll see. So that's the plan. I just wanted to come on real quick and talk to you a little bit. I'm going to wrap up these two Campside, and those are gonna be gone this evening. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. I'm going to wind these up. So this is the yarn that I'm going to use for the Knitalong. A lot of people have been asking some questions about the Knitalong. If you have never done it with us, it's more of a workshop. Tabitha of Long Island Yarn and Farm and I are doing it together. It is, the theme this year is color work, and there is going to be a sweater option and a cowl so that you can learn the techniques for color work if you've never done it before. It's also, if you have never knit a sweater before, this would be an excellent, it would be excellent to do. Right now, you can purchase the Knitalong, but all of the details on how much yarn you're going to need, what needles do you need, all of that is going to happen at Vogue Knitting Live. That is when everything is going to be launched. The soft launch was to just get on board, and I think Tabitha has something up her sleeve about, like first dibs at yarn or something like that. I'm not sure. But I don't know the answer to that yet because I haven't started knitting yet. I haven't even started swatching. So that's going to happen tomorrow. And then Monday, is head down, all about that. So I appreciate your patience with that, and I appreciate the amount of people that have signed up for it already. Tabitha and I every day, we're like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So thank you very much for that. And I'll see you later on in the week.
Oh, it's recording. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be following my mom around. As you can see, this is her closet.
And this.
Oh! This is the reality.
Oh wait, there's this too.
Believe it or not, my dad actually cleaned that not too long ago, but now it looks like that again.
That's true, Mary.
When did he set it up?
I don't know, a couple years ago.
So I just lied to everybody on here. My mom is asking my opinion, but I don't know. I don't know. I say this one, but there's also this option and this option. What does everyone think?
Are you really doing that?
I was recording. Bye, guys.
Oh, Hank.
Look at his little body.
Oh, boy.
He's okay. He's just hating his life right now. This is your yarn, Ben.
Oh, my goodness.
It's so pretty.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
shawl.
thank you.
That's so pretty.
I love the color.
That's gonna look good with your eyeballs.
Thank you.
She'll look good with your eyeballs.
You have really pretty eyes.
It's so soft.
It is so soft.
so
I love the
pretty.
color too. It's like bluey green.
Yes.
Sniff it.
Nice. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
When you get green. Wait, what's going on?
So pretty. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Sniff
I want,
it.
now I get to smell. Oh, it smells so good.
It's really good.
I love it.
That's
That's gonna
awesome.
look
Thank
pretty
you
in
so
your
much.
picture.
The Longtail Cast On is a cast on that I love to use. It's stretchy, it's easy to do, and the only thing that I don't like about it is, the long tail. Sometimes you end up with not enough at the end of the long tail, and sometimes you end up with, 2 or 3 yards.
Hello and welcome to Knit Rainbow. My name is Kimberly McAlinden and I am so excited that you are here. Feeling a little under the weather, so I'm going to go over the things that I have going on today, and then I'm gonna get back into my comfy clothes, aka pajamas. And I'm going to start knitting away with a giant cup of tea. All right, first things up. All right, here is the Advent sock, the never-ending Advent sock. And here's why. I posted a picture. I made them, for those of you that are new. I made the Advent socks from the Sock Lady and, no, the Cozy Knitter. This is her 2024 Advent set. I made them, and I made cold brew socks, which I loved the pattern. And it was a short row heel, and I loved it, but they were too big for me. I haven't knit socks in years, and so I didn't realize ordering the Advent that you can make 2 pair of the 24. So I gifted those to my neighbor. I started again, and I made a heel flap and gusset. Loved the fit. Loved the fit. But it was getting, so I started right after this one right here. I started the heel flap. And when I got to the bottom, I was always planning on having this white on the toe, but I had to stop like halfway through this blue because I had a lot of stripes, and
It fit great. But it wasn't long enough. I like to, when I'm wearing socks like this, I like to wear my boots, and it just wasn't as tall as I wanted it to be. So I ripped it out again up to the heel flap. I ripped the heel flap out because I didn't really like the way the heel flap looked. I knit the heel flap in size 1 needles, which is what I knit the cuff and the body. But the 1 needles that I had were wood, so the heel flap was a little bit bigger than I liked. So I re-knit the heel flap, and I love the way that it looks. I'm really, really excited. And this isn't even, these aren't blocked yet because I finished the toe in the wee hours of the morning this morning, because I do have this nasty cold and I can't sleep. Every time I lay down, I have a coughing fit. I found last night we had some nighttime Theraflu, which did the trick. I was able to sleep for 4 or 5 hours straight, so that was wonderful. So I'm going to, I love it. Of course, I had to buy all the things. So I bought these sock hangers and forms. It was a set of 3 from Amazon. This is actually, now I really know that my foot is mini because this is the smallest size. There is small, medium, and large in the set, and this is the smallest size, and it absolutely perfectly fits this sock. I have all of my notes, and so I will make the other one after the huge push that's going on right now for the Knitalong and for Vogue Knitting Live. On Friday, which is a week from tomorrow, will be the debut of the pattern for our Knitalong that starts in February. The theme this year is color work, and it's a wonderful, wonderful workshop. I'm really excited to get started on that. So I have done the swatching that I need to do on the yarn that I'm going to use. I've run some numbers, and I'm ready to, I've also created a chart, and I'm ready to cast on, which is really exciting. So I'm going to do that after this goes up, and but I wanted to show you, it is going to have a roll, and I didn't realize this when I put this on today, but the neck of the sweater for the Knitalong is going to have a rolled collar. So you're in the old way, you would provisionally cast on stitches, knit, 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 and then take the provisional cast on off, fold them in half, and then knit them together. That's how this is done on, this is the In Bloom sweater. This is the cardigan version, and it's a rolled collar. But I learned a way of doing it where you use barber cords for the provisional cast on, so that when you're ready, right, when you finish your knitting, you place another needle in, on the barber cord, and you zip, and then it's ready to go. So you don't have to unpick anything. No stitches split, so then you have to cut it, and you're not in fear of cutting your knitting. And so I thought, even though we did Technique Tuesday, and I do have a video on this, I'll link it if I can find it, but it is doing a provisional cast on using barber cords. Now, on that video, I have received some lovely, lovely comments, and also on that video, or in a private message, I have received some not so nice comments saying that it isn't a provisional cast on, that you're simply holding stitches to knit them later, which in my opinion is a provisional cast on. And so if you are a purist, you can do it the other way, but I have a sweater to knit and block by next Friday. And so I'm going to use the barber cords. So I thought, why don't I show you really quickly how I do it. For the ins and outs, you can watch the other YouTube I think I have it on my Instagram too. It's a pinned reel on my thing. But so let's go down to my hands and check out how I'm going to provisionally cast on with the barber cords. All right, friends, here is my cord, barber cord. I'm going to place it on my needle, and then I'm just going to simply lay it down like this. I'm going to take my working yarn, I'm going to start with a slip knot. This is stitch number 1, and I'm going to E-wrap the amount of stitches that I need. That's 4, 5, 6. All right, I have the number of stitches that I need on here. So now I'm going to take off the tip here, and you can just let it hang. I like to tie my barber cords. And to start knitting in the round, oops, well, don't do that. Okay, to start knitting in the round, I'm going to make sure that everybody's going the same way. Now this first round it's kind of tricky, but you definitely can do it. All right, I'm going to put my beginning of the round marker, and I'm going to join to work in the round. I like to grab this tail. That's a little trick I do. And I'm simply going to begin to knit. Knit in the pattern. And continue to knit until you get to where the pattern states, and then it will be much easier to pull that out. What'd you think? Do you think maybe you would use it? I'm excited. I'm excited to get knitting, and I will definitely, when I zip it up again, I will post that probably for next week, because I have lots of stuff for this week already. I'm gonna morph back to these socks because I just love looking at them. They make me very, very happy, and that is why I took them out and redid them, because I love the colors and I wanted to be happy with my knitting. So if I didn't like them, they'd sit in a drawer, or I would give them away again. And these were my very first Advent socks ever, and I wanted to keep them for me. So I took them out. So are you a taker-outer, or are you a live with it kind of person? I have to take it out. I can't, and it drives my husband insane. Sometimes I would rip out whole yolks when I'm designing, and he has to walk out of the room. I'm like, well, it didn't work out the way my brain thought it was going to work out, and he is just like, oh, Kimberly, I can't stand watching that. But when I took this out, I was watching my neighbor across the street. I was watching her daughter while she went for an appointment, and I had ripped it back and I'd put it back on my needles, and I'm using 9-inch circulars. So I was just very, doing this. And she was sitting in her high chair having her breakfast, blueberries and cheese and a yogurt. And she kept staring at my hands, and I was telling her she's not yet 2, and I kept saying, I'm knitting. And she was looking, and I said, can you knit? And she actually went, my face must be like this. So she went, and she was pretending with her fingers. And I, of course, then I tried to get it on my phone, and I didn't. But here's a clip of how adorable she is, with permission from her mother.
Yeah.
On Wednesday night, we, Tabitha and I of Long Island Yarn and Farm, we had a class for the Wee Locks wreath, the Wee wreath for the sheep locks technique. Look at that sexy seam. And it was so popular and so fun. Wednesday was our second. We have added another class. So if you would like to sign up, there is a link in the description box for you to sign up for January 30th, which is a Thursday night from 7 to 9. It is so much fun. And you learn a lot about the shepherdess. You learn a lot about what Tabitha does and the different types of wool there are. And excuse me. And it's just a great fun class. In keeping with the locks technique, Crystal of Factory Girl Knits, we collaborated on one of her boxes. She has, there's 4 boxes a year, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And Tabitha and I were part of the winter box. So she sends us yarn, she sent me yarn, and Tabitha supplied the locks, and the Mumford Mitts pattern, which I'll show you a picture here. This is the knit version. And Crystal is so kind in these boxes. She has one box for knitters and crocheters. She asked if I would be able to write the Mumford Mitts pattern in a crochet version. So I did that. And I can't show you the color yet because all the boxes haven't gone out. So here we're going to fade to black. And here they are in the crochet version with the locks. So I'm very excited that those went live. You can absolutely purchase the pattern if you weren't part of the box, because the people that purchase her boxes get the 2 patterns for free. But if you didn't get in on that, then you can absolutely purchase the crochet Mumford Mitts pattern, and it's available on Ravelry now. That was this week as well. I'm also going to, I know I'm looking at all the stuff on my desk. I'm also going to be crocheting a version in this yarn. This is a new yarn that Tabitha is carrying, and it is 100% Romney wool. It's soft. It's a 2-ply. And I'm going to pair it with these white locks. So I'm gonna pair it with these white locks. I'm going to be knitting up a sample so that we have the knit pair and the crochet pair for Vogue Knitting Live. That's it for me this week. I will be writing all my notes furiously for the new pattern for the Knitalong. And I can't wait to come and see you all next week and show you sneak peeks of what I've worked on. Not sure I'm going to be able to show you, because next week is the day before Vogue Knitting, so we'll see if I can show you any sneak peeks. But I'm super, super thrilled. I can't wait to show you this sweater. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the mane that I'm using, which is a wool alpaca, soft, floofy, warm, delicious drapey dream. That's about it. I hope you are all having a wonderful, wonderful week. If you missed it, I did a Technique Tuesday just 2 days ago, and that was all about the long tail cast on. It's my little tips and tricks for that. Not only how I know how much yarn to use for the long tail, but when I'm working in the round, how do I join it so I don't have that big long line? You know how you have that between the last stitch you cast on and the first stitch that you're knitting? Sometimes you get that little ladder in between. So that's all part of Technique Tuesday, which was last week. Thank you all so much for being here. I love coming to you every week. I look forward to seeing you all, and I'll see you next week. Hello and welcome back to Knit a Rainbow, or welcome if you're brand new. I'm very appreciative. And I loved it. Hold please.